here in the first part of the season.
Yeah, I mean, this right here is a good early season matchup. Both teams with a lot of momentum. Both teams with opportunities to, set the tone, show the state, hey, we're here, we're ready to go and get them. I think it's going to be fun to see the matchups out here. I've seen the Yankton girls play during the club season a little bit. I'm familiar with some of them, but the one thing our Pierre Governor girls have that I don't know that anyone else in the state has is I don't know anyone else in the state who has as strong of a defense and equaled with a good keeper behind them that has the speed and tenacity that we have. So I think the score on us is going to take something special, and whether Yankton has it or not, we'll find out shortly.
We'll find out. And, already talking about keys to success from Central Dakota Eye Care. And obviously you knew that Yankton boys team well. What do you know about the Gazelles in this case and their keys to success?
The Gazelles, the girls that I know and the coach, I know the coach, I know some of the girls. There's some speed there. There's a lot of physicality. They will get up and down the field. I don't know that you're going to see as much possession from them or possession based like the boys. I think it's going to be a lot more of the track meet style of soccer, which could feed really well into the Pierre girls because they're not going to get beat by. I don't know anyone's going to beat them over the top. I don't know anyone's going to beat them through the middle with Jasmine and the other girl, Jasmine and Josephine and Caitlin and them. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun matchup.
All right, looking forward to it. And a 7:15 start coming up on this one. Keys to Success brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. As the starting lineups are coming up now, let's do those as our Envirotech starters are on the way. And again, a reminder from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety for those on the road, even in the summertime, it is always worth remembering that you text or drive. There is no and. And buckle up, too. We've all got someplace to be. Here are the starting lineups for the Yankton Gazelles as they'll start with Sienna Tacky, a senior. And they really don't have the positions, at least not on the High School Activities Association roster. But Sienna Tacky starts. Lucy Johnson, a junior. Aviana Seiler, a junior, starts. Eden Wolfgram, one of their captains in this one, also starts as a junior. Olivia Woods, a junior. A lot of juniors on this team. Here's another one. Ayana Becker with a start today. Michaela Ruchis, a freshman. As they get younger there, Jocelyn Elwood will start. She is also a junior. Emily Tramp, a senior, and Hannah Kruger, a senior. And their goalkeeper is a junior as well, and Elena Monin for the Yankton Gazelles, a obviously junior-dominated lineup for head coach Tyler Schuring and assistant coach Kellen Mosier. The Yankton Gazelles 2-0-1 so far on the season. Their opponent, the home team, the Pierre Governors, start with Jasmine Yost, the senior midfielder. Katie Hostler is a senior forward midfielder as well, and Reed Curry, a senior forward for Pierre. Josephine Wirtz, the sophomore, plays back and middle. Natalie Flottmeyer, the senior, plays middle and up front. Caitlin Taylor, a defender and a sophomore for the Governors. Lexi Hilmer, a midfielder and a sophomore, but certainly has been on this team a while. Devin Van Rokel, a sophomore midfielder for the Governors, along with Allison Demers, the freshman defender, and Sophia Brueggemann, the eighth grader, in that back row as well for the Pierre Governors, and their goalkeeper is the sophomore Emlyn Swanson. So far, keeping the Governors at a 2-0-1 mark for head coach Kira Swenson and assistant coaches Katie Berg, Alexa Brill, and Braden Hinker. Those are our starting lineups brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. And our game officials in this one, the law on the field, will be coming up after this 1-minute timeout. We will hear from the folks. Actually, we can take 90 seconds here. We'll hear from Central Dakota Eye Care and Envirotech, and then from the South Dakota Attorney General's office. And our game officials are next. This is Pierre Governor Soccer.
Did you know 16 million Americans suffer from dry eye? Hi, this is Dr. Nick Marso of Central Dakota Eye Care. Along with providing comprehensive eye exams evaluating vision and health of your eyes, we now offer IPL dry eye treatments. OptiLight IPL is a new innovative light therapy treatment for dry eye and is FDA approved. Also available at our clinic are dry eye products and supplements. Call us today, 224-6128 for more information and to schedule an appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off or non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
And as we continue our Bankwest pregame show for the nightcap of our doubleheader, you just heard from the Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. They sponsor our law on the field. And once again, our game officials, whom we thank so much for doing a thankless job at officiating high school sports. The game officials for our second contest are Jeff Solly, Josh Rose, and Dan Thielsen. They are our law on the field. Jeff Solly, the head referee. The assistants are Josh Rose and Dan Thielsen. Thanks, guys, for being our law on the field. We'll kick it off as we take this 30-second timeout. Comtech opening kick is coming up. The girls' half of the doubleheader should be a good one. You're listening to Pierre Governors Soccer. Well, we'll get to Comtech in just a little bit here. Governors will move from right to left to start your first half. Yankton in red and white. White jerseys up top, red shorts, red trunks underneath. And they'll move from left to right. And once again, the heat of this day has kind of been the major factor as far as obviously the weather and things like that. But that's always part of the keys to success or lack thereof. In this one, how will the girls respond? Some of their, the JVs have already played as they played at the PILC soccer fields. And Pierre will kick off here. Our kickoff is brought to you by Comtech Communication and Electronic Sales and Service on the lower truck bypass in Pierre. And a whole new cast of characters to get acquainted with here as Yankton will stop the Pierre pursuit early on after that Governor kickoff. Coach, the Governors were upset by Aberdeen Central in, as I recall, a 2-7 matchup in the first round of the postseason last year, and there's a lot of people off of that team back for this team. This has to be a team with big ideas on their mind and long-term goals this season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of coming out of the last season. I think there was a lot of okay, what do we need to do better? And there's a lot of girls out there who are really committed to, hey, we're going to do better this season, and here's how we're going to do it.
There was a push foul by the Governors, turning into a free kick. The Gazelles go long, and then off of a header, Emlyn Swanson will run it down. And she'll run up and punt one out a long way, but that'll trickle out of bounds. Off of a big hop over in front of the Yankton tent. And some traffic at midfield as we get going. Both of these teams, 2 wins and a tie in 3 games apiece so far.
Yeah, it's you're going to see the feeling out process a little differently here compared to the boys' game. You're going to see a lot of small little passes. Can we switch the point of attack? And as I say that, here comes Lexi with an attack.
Lexi Hilmer up the field. Dribbling a long way. Yankton's just trying to get back defensively. Lexi still with it. Against a defender, trying to turn the corner, but then Hilmer closed off. I don't know if I said it with Alex Odekoven and the endurance. I was going to say the endurance of a wrestler after he had that game-tying goal and with three and change left, but the endurance of a wrestler there as I was watching Lexi Hilmer up that far sideline, even though it's early on. But hopefully it's those types of players that are among the best conditioned, perhaps, early on in the season.
Yeah, as you know, with soccer, there's a lot of conditioning that goes into it, obviously, with it being the sport that it is. And I've always said wrestling's right up there with what they do for conditioning and I couldn't wrestle. I'm not going to lie to you. I couldn't wrestle. I just couldn't do it in school. But I think wrestling and soccer probably are the two most conditioned athletes in high school sports, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, soccer athletes, they just to have the motor of a soccer athlete means you can go a long way. And the only thing that would compare to me is cross-country running or something like that. So give them credit. Here's Yankton backing it off to their keeper. This is Elena Monin wearing the black jersey, the rest of Yankton in white. Pier keeper
and
Swanson in chartreuse.
If you look at the tracker, if these players are wearing trackers, a lot of soccer players out on the field, they get done with the game, you look at their tracker, they've run 7, 8, 9 miles out on the field, and it's definitely a test.
Well, you couldn't wrestle in high school. I couldn't wrestle in high school because of those types of requirements, and we didn't have soccer when we were that age, but I wouldn't have played soccer either, probably for that same reason. I did enjoy it when I was a kid, back when the YMCA ran the program. So anyway, we move on, and so far a lot of activity for both of these teams, and the groups of girls on the field right now. Here with Natalie Floutmeyer trying to break free, but backs it out. Now Jasmine Yost. Yost is the type of player I would, she just looks like a water bug to me. I've seen her on the basketball court, and just early on in this one, she just kind of bounces around quickly. And you mentioned her earlier, and when we were kind of previewing this game as well. And
yeah, she's one of those players. You were talking about Odekoven's engine on the girls' team here. I don't know if anyone's got an engine like Jasmine. Her engine, she just is nonstop all game long, no matter where she's out in the field. And I'm not saying other girls don't have that, but boy, I'll tell you what, she's definitely special.
Here with a corner kick, got a header out of it, but not much on it, and now Yankton able to clear it out. There's one Gazelle out there against 3 Governor players. Now Pierre trying to get it back, keep it on their business end of the field. Josephine Wirtz, active, and now out of bounds here, and Yankton will get the throw in. There are some Yankton names I recognize from other sports as well. This is Aviana Seiler throwing it in. Here comes Eden Wolfgram. This is a player I recognize. And the junior captain of this team, one of 3. Here's Wirtz closing it off. Swanson comes up, and Wirtz was just playing screen on that one. And now we've got a foul called on Pierre, it looks like.
Yeah, the AR saw something he didn't like in that tackle. Not 100% sure what, but he saw something he didn't like, so they're giving a free kick to Yankton about 35 yards out. So we'll see what kind of free kick they have from this distance here.
Yankton again working west to east. The sun is really starting to become more of a non-factor when we were talking about that for the goalie on the right side of the field early on, or in that second half of the first game today. And right now, probably behind more buildings and structures in the capital city here that Emlyn Swanson really doesn't have to worry about it so much. So the free kick, and the Governors will build a wall in the arc. Fake for one player in motion. The kick goes over the top of that wall from Wolfgram. And that will miss, and the Governors will get a goalie kick. Jocelyn Elwood was also kind of the decoy on that freebie there for the Gazelles. No score, just underway. We are in our 8th minute now. A 40-minute first half. Boys game, if you're just joining us, was a 2-2 tie. Pierre and Yankton settling on the tie. What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm just looking down the field there. I was seeing that the girls got I didn't look down there for the boys game, but the girls got a little bit of the spectators, the high school kids out here supporting them, which is awesome to see.
Another clear out by Swanson. Oh, absolutely.
A little
student body
there, yep.
Filling a few rows up front. Header by Wirtz goes out of bounds. Yankton will inbound now on the Pierre defensive side. But Yankton will get a substitution in. Early substitution, perhaps. Lucy Johnson coming out. And I think it's Remy Kusel, a junior, checking in, if I can see the number correctly. And she'll take the inbound, number 3. But here comes Lexi Hilmer trying to take it away, and then it's cleared back to the far side of the field by Sienna Tacky. Block across on the Pierce side. Sliding attempt by Yost, but she got enough of it. And Pierre will try to head back the other way, right to left. Another stop right in there. Now back to midfield, and Yankton will have a chance to kind of regroup and set something up. The ball will get loose. There's Wirtz coming up with it. Near side, dribbles ahead. And we'll try to lead it here with Devin Van Rokel, but now back to midfield. And again, Yost. Now she'll just kick it out of bounds. I think she wanted to forward that one to Van Rokel, but just missed it as it got too close to the sideline.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of 18-to-18 soccer versus the boys game where it was up and down, up and down. You're seeing a lot of the 18-to-18, which, you're going to see a lot of this in the beginning of the girls game. The looking for those weaknesses. Where can we attack? Where do we need to stay away from? The speed of the field. Girls game compared to the boys game. Girls game is usually a lot more technical, a lot more tactical versus the boys game, which is, like any other sport, a lot of who's bigger, more physical, faster, and all those things. So it's always fun to watch a little chess game that goes on in the girls game.
Right now, the Governors trying to make progress. Natalie Flottmeyer had it in the middle, back to Allison Demers. Now near the edge, and Van Rokel trying to play keep away as well. Pierre will center it. Out top with Yost. Tried to split defenders, but Yankton got a foot on that. Now a big kick up ahead. And the chest bump from Wirtz to knock it down. Yankton will push it way up to Swanson. And a long one from Wolfgram. Swanson picks it up, and the Governors will try to find a way to put it in motion. Long kick out. Van Rokel ricochets it back toward the middle. High kick up here. Wolfgram tries to handle it, but Govs with the next touch. Now up ahead, Wirtz again. Redirects with the left foot. There's Flottmeyer. And she'll cross it. And across midfield, Hilmer going for it, but still getting there first was Tacky. And Wirtz again. That one's going to go far side and OB.
Pretty interesting matchups there with the, you can see the Yankton Gazelles have their 3 girls forward versus Pierre, who's got just Lexi up top up there. So your difference in formations, Lexi is definitely playing as that holding striker, that target striker up front for the Pierre Governors, and the Yankton girls look like they're playing with those 3 girls. So we can try to maybe put the ball past, put it in space, run behind, those kind of plays.
Loose ball here, and Pierre with some space with it now as they'll cross midfield again. In there defensively. Here comes Van Rokel. Little seam for Flopmeyer, and she'll keep it in play. Flopmeyer had a brief opening, but kicks it away, and it goes far side. It's still in play for Pierre. Not out of bounds. Yost whiffs at it. Katie Hostler in the mix. Now loose ball again, and the Gazelles are going to come out of it this time. Jocelyn Elwood up ahead. Midfield, now Wolfgram. And the Gazelles get some free action coming, and Swanson blocks one out of the 6-yard box. Great play there for Emlyn Swanson, in the denial of the Gazelles, looking to get on the board first, I think.
Yeah,
that was Olivia Woods with the opportunity. If I'm seeing it's not 15. Is that 16, Ellie Bloom? In any case, a great save there by Emlyn Swanson.
Wolfgram with a great pass to get her free, and then great pass, great run, but even better save by Emlyn Swanson, coming off her line, being big, taking away all the space of the goal, and making the striker make a decision, which that's all she had left in that situation. So great job, Emlyn.
Yeah, and a highlight moment, a new feature in Governor broadcasts this year, our Rounds Financial Services. Right on the money. Highlight moment, Emlyn Swanson was right on the money there. Rounds Financial Service, Mosaic Wealth member. Or I should say, I got to make sure I say this correctly. Rounds Financial Services, where your money works for you. An Mosaic Wealth member, SIPC. There.
I couldn't have said it. Not going to lie.
Governors throw in from the far side. 26 minutes to play. We're in the first half, and now a left foot shot off the right side for the Governors. It might have been Natalie Flopmeyer out there, but that one missing just wide. And again, the Gazelles rotate 2 players. Have you seen the Governors rotate in or sub in yet? Yankton's done that 4 times. It's certainly I think a pretty good strategy as far as Yankton goes in this still early evening heat.
Yeah, it is, and but I think that's where you're going to see the depth come into play there. With Yankton having the depth that they do at all positions here. So Pierre Governors got to keep the game simple, keep it in front of them, and keep the ball down here on this end of the field for them.
Do you consider Pierre team a deep team at all, or?
Yes, there's a lot of players there. The problem for Pierre is that they're just young. Mm-hmm. But youth sometimes is a great thing because you just don't feel the pressure that sometimes you do when you get a little bit older. So I think Pierre's got a lot of depth, but it's a lot of unproven depth so far.
Sure.
But you can't argue with the results. The results have been 2 wins and a tie. So obviously Coach Kira and Katie and the staff there have done a great job of subbing in timely minutes, getting girls timely minutes on the bench to get them a rest. And you can't argue with the results. So great job to the coaching staff.
And Pierre did make their first substitution in. They've got another one waiting for the next ball out of play. But here come the Governors, right to left. Push up ahead, but into the back of another player. Now left foot shot, but the ball caught out of the air.
Lexi Hilmer with a great left-footed shot. She's a player that if you jump at her or dive in at her, she's got the skills to dribble around you, and she just showed it right there, dribbling around 3 Yankton Gazelles and getting that left-footed shot. And the crazy thing with Lexi is left-footed or right-footed, they're both a powerful shot. So you can't expect her to do one or the other. She'll do both, which is a great weapon.
Well, she didn't get that one, but it certainly looks like she, if she keeps getting those opportunities, but you might miss 4, but to get that 5th one, and that's still a pretty good percentage.
Correct.
Here coming after the inbound throw-in, but a knock away there by Maya Fravel, the 8th grader who just checked in. And now another player from each team coming back. Flotmeyer checking out for the Govs. Cameron Larson, another 8th grader on.
And this is the youth I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
With Maya, Cameron, and them. They're all good, solid players. They're just young. And when you're playing a team like this with a lot of juniors and seniors, you know, sometimes it can be a benefit, sometimes it can be a hindrance. So as the season goes on, though, that grade level, that age is going to go away because the experience is going to have been there. So these early games are vitally important, in my opinion, to get the confidence for the younger players, so as your season goes on, they're moving forward at the same level as the rest of the team.
That's a sports cliche. There are no rookies at the end of the season. So
exactly.
We're not there yet, though, so we'll see how it goes with some bench players on. Here's a Governor that ends up on the ground, and this will be a foul against Yankton. And a free kick coming for Pierre across the center line.
Yeah, Jasmine Yost just taking that ball and taking it on herself, and you're either going to foul me or let me go, and she got the foul.
22 minutes and counting down first half. No score yet on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. From Gales Gas Service in Pierre now, Yost looking into a sunshine to the west. She'll keep it low. Up at the top of the box there, Allison Demers unable to keep it. Actually, she's got it back here. It wasn't Demers up front. Demers to Van Rokel, and she'll dribble it out of bounds.
Yeah, and right now you were talking about that sun being in the keeper's eyes. You can see Emlyn standing over there.
Oh, yeah.
This is the point of the game where you want the sun just to get down. Just get down so he can get out of my face.
Well, and you were just talking about the Governors have to keep it on our left end of the field, and that's just another reason exactly why. Some nifty ball handling here by Caitlin Taylor, but the kick and then off of a Gazelle out of bounds. Pierre will throw in.
I love the student section there. She got the young lady from Yankton twisted up and caused her to fall with her moves. So. Great job, Caitlin, showing off a little bit of those foot skills that we all know she has.
Works with the advance now. A loose ball picked up by Hilmer. She'll dribble into a double team. She'll lose it, but Pierce still has it as Fravel gets it back to Hilmer. Hilmer starts left, tried to redirect back to the right. Body's on the floor now, and it's still active as we play on. Yankton comes out of there with it. Wirtz will have to run one down.
And that right there is the advantage that the Pierre Governors have. Wirtz and Jasmine back there, you just aren't going to find anyone faster than them, I don't believe, on the girls' side. I could be wrong. The team down the road could prove me wrong, but that speed is on. When you got two center backs who can run like that, that's a great weapon to play with.
8 timeouts. There will be 2 of them in each half in this game as well, and we've reached the point where we get our first one. Under 20 minutes to go here in our first half of play. 19:51 to be exact. It's a Coca-Cola break in the action. We'll pause for 60 seconds. No score. Pierre and Yankton. This is the girls' game of our Governor Soccer doubleheader. Your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit titanmachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
So far, you give the edge maybe to Pierre, I think, in momentum or more opportunities, but just a very even game. I think we've seen a lot of the same types of things from both teams to this point.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said earlier, that 18-18 game. It's been between the two 18-yard boxes. So I honestly think Pierre's been a tad bit more dangerous getting in there. They just haven't been able to get that final product yet. But, 20 minutes left in this half and 40 minutes left in the second half. There's a lot of game yet to play.
Swanson here retreating. I've got one save for Swanson so far, 2 saves for the Yankton keeper and Elena Monin. Oh, big collision out on the far side. And they'll just let him play. Nope, it'll be out of bounds.
Great job. Great job. She took that, I believe that's Miss Bauer over there. She took the hit from that from the junior player from Yankton and bounced right off her, got up and kept going. Great job.
Zoe Bauer, the freshman, in the mix there. Of course, you get out on that far side, and that's when I do have binoculars. Maybe I should experiment here just a little bit. The inbound coming. We'll see Natalie Flottmeyer out there on the far side, Sophia Brueggemann. And Yankton's red letters on their white shirts are a little bit smaller, so yeah, it's a bit of a help.
There you go.
Here they come near side now, but out of bounds, and Pierre will have a chance to set something up. Quickly back in, Devin Van Rokel. Bodies on the turf there at that 18-foot line. Here's Yost ranging left to right across the field, but didn't have the angle bringing it back in. Now got it back. And up the far side, Pierre with a little bit of space. The crosser back to the middle is missed, but another opportunity. Van Rokel just over the top of the net, too high.
Great job by Jasmine Yost to win that ball, get that ball out wide to Joey Bauer. And Joey Bauer made a great move to get to that near post, lay it at the top of the 6, and Van Rokel just needs to pass that right in the net. It was there for her. So you saw the abilities there. It's the opportunities are there. Now we just need to finish them.
So as Van Rokel got it back into the middle, there were 2 players. I think Maya Fravel was the other one. She wasn't able to take advantage, but still, even if you missed that first one, you got that second opportunity there, and that was the case. Here come the Governors again, but down in close to the net. It'll be bounced back out. Now out of bounds, and Pierre will inbound quickly.
Yeah, Zoe Bauer is just owning that right side of the field right now against that outside back from Yankton. So if I'm Pierre, I'm taking advantage of that every moment I can. They got an advantage over there. Use it.
Yost with the setup from the middle to the left side. Here is Josephine Wirtz. And she'll kick it in, but that's blocked right back. And now Fravel. Nope, that one's kicked up into the air by a Yankton defender. Wirtz has to retreat. Gets it back on the business end of the field again for the Governors. Wirtz again keeps it on the ground this time. Yost. To Demers, now up ahead Van Rokel, and the Governors want to run again. Yost keeps it in play. Tries to turn the corner. Got it bounced back. Opportunity here, and that's Bauer. Kicked it. There's another one that'll go left, and Yankton close to the end line. And Pierre now will kick it out of play off of the end line. Boy, a lot of action in that sequence there, but Pierre coming up empty. But again, Chris, you may not be shooting on goal in this case, but you're still shooting in that general direction, and sooner or later you have to think that something's going to go for the Governors. They've really done a great job in these last few minutes in dominating where this game is being played.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the youth of the Governors program. Zoe Bauer, Cameron Larson, Maya Fravel, Van Rokel. A lot of youth out there for the girls that are just putting pressure to everything Yankton can do, and they're all anchored by Jasmine Yost and Natalie Flotmeyer. So a lot of youth out there doing great things and putting a lot of pressure on Yankton. And now Lexi Hilmer's going to come back in and see, okay, well, you could do that. Let me see if I can do one better and put it in the back of the net.
Josephine Wirtz cleared one out of bounds as Yankton did kick one ahead. So as the sun has again gone behind some structure in the west, your goalkeeper Emlyn Swanson doesn't have to shield her eyes quite as much, but now the Governors work it up to Hilmer at midfield. Lexi up ahead. Bauer running up the alley. And Yankton will kick it out of bounds from there.
Well, I got to give Zoe Bauer credit. She's a lot smaller than those girls out there she's running up against, and she is just giving them everything they can handle, physically and speed-wise. It's fun to watch.
Throw in, just a little bit of a lob from the Govs from the far side. They're in the box now. Shot. Yost. Ooh, too tall that time. Maybe hooked it to the left as well.
They're getting opportunities, a lot of them. So sooner or later, you got to start putting some of these in the back of the net and capitalizing on all these opportunities. Because these kind of games, you don't capitalize on them, it has a tendency for a mistake to put you down by one.
I imagine if right now, if you're the Govs, you've just got to watch out, a header by the official. And he's got to
call it back because he stopped momentum of play. It's he'll give a drop ball to Pierre and probably wipe his eyes a little bit because that was a facial pretty interesting.
And that came off a Pierre header as well. He will roll it back to Wirtz. Job well done there, Jeff Solly. Taking one for the team. But if you're Pierre and all these shots, even though you're missing, it's important not to get frustrated. Just keep firing. Shooters got to keep on shooting is something I always say.
Short memory.
In a different sport.
Yep, short memory.
Yankton gets one up ahead, but Demers has it just across half the midfield. Reed Curry back in the mix. Demers falls down on a slip. But back up with it is Josephine Wirtz. Now Brueggemann sends it across. Maya Fravel. Kick toward the edge, but the Governors block it back in play. And now Yankton will clear it out. And Pierre can throw in. 12:20 to go. First half, no score yet. Plenty of action, but nothing doing yet for either team. And when we say plenty of action offensively, it has been Pierre who really has been dominating this match so far.
Yeah, they've done a great job of keeping the ball down at this end, putting pressure all over the field, left, right, center. They're doing everything they need to do to create chances. Now we just keep going and get that final product where you get rewarded for your hard work.
Now Yankton. Rare time they get it across, but there's only one Gazelle on that end of the field until they get a couple others catching up. Now Pierre is taking it back. Yankton with it. Once again, from left to right, across. Good job of keep away here from Lucy Johnson, but it'll be Demers who knocks one away out of bounds. Two Gazelles will come in, two will exit stage left, far side. Clock continues to run, 11:15 to go. The inbound coming from Ava Haar, a senior off the bench for Yankton.
And you're seeing the results of all the pressure Pierre's putting on. Yankton's getting the ball up front, and there's only one girl up there because everyone's back in the back playing.
A little bit of a push from behind here, a foul to Natalie Flotmeyer.
Yep.
And
Natalie's getting a warning for kicking the ball after the play.
Delay of game.
Yeah, ref's going to squash that right now because that can turn into something else. And luckily there's no card with it. It was just a talking to saying, hey, enough of that. And that's good officiating. There's no reason for a card right there. Let's talk about it and give them one opportunity to do it again, then you card them.
So free kick there for Olivia Woods, who's had the one realistic chance to score in this game so far for Yankton. Here's one that's picked up by Swanson that I believe was a little bit wide. Swanson hooks a long kick out of bounds on the near side up near midfield. Yankton throws in from there. They get it to Wolfgram. Now Flottmeyer will block one back out of bounds and another inbound. This one gets away from Wolfgram. Wirtz will send it across the field, but taken back at midfield by the Gazelles. Pierre getting aggressive here. There's Fravel again. And another one that'll go out of bounds. Pierre will try to stay on the attack here. Under 10 minutes to go. Who's going to strike first? Will it be anybody in this first half at all? Governors, after a couple of minutes defending, finally have it back on the business end of the field.
Yeah, it's just a momentary lapse, and now here we are back over there where we should be. Little collision. Substitutions, right now I got to give Pierre all the compliments. Coach and staff is making good subs, getting girls in, getting girls out, keeping pressure on Yankton, keeping the ball in their half. Emlen's enjoying a nice day out on the soccer field. So, good stuff so far. Now we just need to get that, I keep saying it, but that final product.
Yankton again with an inbound. But Pierre will take it back, push it across midfield, right to left again, far side, and they'll get another block out of bounds. Katie Hostler out there retreats and gets right back to where it's inbounded again. Now Pierre with an inbound. Both teams running into a lot of traffic right now. Yankton's getting one back to their keeper, who kicks it back out straight up the middle. Sliding kick by the Governors, and we've got a push on Yankton, and that is a foul, and there's a yellow card. That was a little excessive.
And I'm going to guess that was from a little bit of what happened earlier, and she doesn't. Jasmine can do that to you. She's a fighter, a scrapper out there, and you have those players on your team that just do everything and have a tendency to upset the other team. Jasmine's that girl for Pierre Governors.
If I saw the number right, I believe that was Remy Kusel for Yankton, who immediately comes out of the match. First yellow card we've seen today in either of our two contests, 1.5 so far. 7:45 we're counting down. First half here as Yankton now gets it across. Wolfgram runs into a Governor defender who clears it away, and now upcoming Natalie Flottmeyer across midfield. Up ahead, near side. Reed Curry working here, but a one-on-one battle. Now Yankton kicked it back, but it's Allison Demers forwarding it. Now back near Demers. Trying to get a takeaway, and she'll kick it out of play.
Kick it out of play, turn around, back up, get organized, and win the ball back and get it back in the offensive half.
Even 7 minutes to go. Good block there, and a miss on the wave there. Kinsley Pfeffer for Pierre, and now we've got bodies on the field again, and Wolfgram involved, as is Josephine Wirtz, and it's a foul on, or not Wirtz, it is Jasmine Yost. Again.
Like I said, she's getting in the mix.
So out from the left side, 30 yards out or so, but that one hooks to the left, ricocheted out of bounds. Pierre will throw in. Here's Demers. And down to the corner with it is Flottmeyer. Playing against two Gazelles. Oh, and Flottmeyer just got another push. And that's another foul there. 2 times she's done the same thing. It's almost as if that's a deliberate part of her game.
Well, it's down there in the corner. If you're giving away a free kick, you're giving away a free kick from the absolute furthest point of the field from your goal. So, you don't want to see fouls add up because she could get persistent infringement. But, she's doing her job. She's out there leading her team.
Up the near side, and that one ran up high on a Pierre player, and Jeff Solly saying, let's redo that free kick. I wonder if he saw the ricochet. That ball first went off the body, the upper body of Kinsley Pfeffer. Yankton trying to get some extra space here. That initial free kick was way back by the corner, but this time it's out a little bit. Pfeffer was going after that loose ball, and that the keeper, Monin, ultimately got there, but it seemed to take a while. Now another return back in Monin's direction, who will pick it up.
Yeah, and that's the referee saying you're not going to gain an advantage from it. You're going to play it from where the foul was. Good job on the referee's part.
Long kick by the keeper way out to the Pierre side of the field. Here's Wirtz with it. Far side again. Pierre like to see some of that aggressiveness and getting up into that zone again. They'll push it forward. And Monin picks that one up too. 4 minutes to go. Still no score here in this first half. Home opener for the Governor girls. 2-0-1 and 3 games on the road so far. Another loose ball picked up this time by Pierre. Caitlin Taylor up ahead, but it's bounced back to Wirtz. Now Yost again from the middle. Pierre with a chance to set something up. Out to the right side, and this one right into the stomach of a Yankton defender, and it'll go out of bounds. Pierre will be able to inbound from the far side. Substitution coming for the Govs. We figured it was about 95 when the boys' game started. We checked it a little bit ago when we had that heat timeout, and it had cooled down to 88 so far.
Yeah, it feels comfortable. The breeze, there's a nice breeze coming out of it, and it does feel good out there.
Here's we hit 8 o'clock. We'll do a station break whenever we get an opportunity. Probably we'll do that at halftime. We've got 3 minutes to go. Wealth Partners halftime break coming up. Now Pierre will kick one out of bounds, and Yankton has an opportunity. I think if nothing else, the Gazelles would love to at least get some shots, or at least one shot here before the end of the first half, if they can get something at least on goal. Get some of that aggressiveness going like what we saw from Pierre earlier on in this first half. Working with it, Reed Curry against Lucy Johnson. Long one here, and it'll be Wirtz putting a head on it. Yost coming back to cause problems again, and Johnson will take it on the inbound. Down in front of us to our right, and even 2 minutes to play. And another substitution, this time for the Gazelles. And whatever it was, when Pierce seemed to have about 4 or 5 opportunities about halfway through this first half, it certainly has, the storm has been calmed quite a bit by these Gazelles.
Yeah, it looks like the coaches have made a couple of adjustments for Yankton. They've been good adjustments, obviously, because we're not talking shots on goal anymore. So, it's a game of momentum. Soccer, more than any other sport, is a game of momentum.
I don't know, Coach. I do a lot of volleyball games.
You're right. I will stand corrected. That's a sport, boy. I'll tell you what. If there's ever momentum taking over a game, that's it right there. You're right.
By the way, volleyball. Speaking of which, segue. Our next Governor broadcast will be Tuesday next week when the Governor volleyball team opens up play at Watertown. So we'll see what the Govs can do on the court that way starting on Tuesday. Then, of course, Governor football begins a week from tomorrow night, hosting Aberdeen Central here at Hollister Field. 6:25, we'll have the pregame on that one. Governors, for the first time in 8 years, are not the state 11 AA champions. 30 seconds to go, first half here. Yankton trying to play quickly, even off of an out-of-bounds inbound. Wolfgram into a triple team, somehow still has a chance to keep this one alive, and she does. Out on the right side, in the alley against Wirtz. Now there's Swanson coming into traffic to knock that one down. We'll give that one a save for Emlyn Swanson.
Absolutely, great job, because that was a dangerous play right at the end of half. Great job, Emlyn.
And she'll just kick it away as the clock will run out on our first half of play. So no score, it is 0-0. Pierre and Yankton in the girls' half of our doubleheader. Both teams with the same record and both teams with the same score of nothing here in this first half of play. On your Gales Gas Service scoreboard, Gales Gas Service in Pierre for all seasons. As we'll take a 3-minute timeout, we'll get into our Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime break when we come back with more Pierre Governors Soccer, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen, plenty of time, 3 seconds, gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
You asked for it. Nonstop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book nonstop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
In a world that's always moving, your journey matters. And at Iverson Auto Group, we're here to get you on the road with a great selection of new and used vehicles and trailers, and keep you on the road with top-notch service, maintenance, and support. Every mile of your journey, the experienced team at Iverson Auto in Mitchell and Huron are here to help. Visit us in Mitchell and Huron or start your search at iversonauto.com to begin your journey today.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Being local means more than being just another small-town business. It means showing up for our member owners when they need us, supporting the organizations that empower the next generation of community leaders and agriculturalists, and providing resources to help ensure the communities we live in are here for generations to come. At AgTegra Cooperative, local isn't just about where our locations are. It's about serving our farmers, our employees, and our communities in ways that nobody else will.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
On Thursday of next week, 1 week from today, the Governors will not play until Friday and Saturday of next week, when they will host Rapid City Stevens and Central. It'll be Stevens at 4 and 6 p.m. on Friday afternoon at the PILC soccer fields, and then 12 and 2 o'clock games on Saturday afternoon as they host Rapid City Central. We will not have the Stevens games on the air, but we will do the Saturday afternoon games with Rapid City Central, with both boys and girls. Justin Cowart will be back on the call of those games with the coach. We do have high school volleyball coming up, as mentioned. Govs at Watertown on Tuesday night here on River 92.7, their first match of the season. And then the first football game of the year is a week from tomorrow night, when the Governors entertain the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. That's upcoming action, but our Comtech kickoff, the opening kick of the second half, is in play. It started by Yankton, but the Governors trying to advance already and spend a little more time in the Yankton side of the field. Pierre has switched direction, so have the Gazelles. Pierre in dark green, moving from left to right on their home field. Yankton in white jerseys and red trunks, heading from right to left. Now they've got it across midfield, and we've got a whistle on the field. And we will have a Yankton Gazelle free kick. Here, foul, putting a Yankton player to the turf. 1 minute in here, second half. Again, Brian Oakland with Chris Daring. Live streaming with the help of our friends in Live Ticket. Caleb Brozick is here in his customary spot in our broadcast booth at Hollister Field. Brian Menning helped set up earlier as well, and William Wilson, technical director, in studio. Out of bounds, inbound. Pierre kicks it right back out of bounds, so we'll have another throw in from across the way.
And we're going to see right away what adjustments both coaches have made. To me, it looks like Yankton has decided we are going to pour some numbers forward, see if we can put that defense under pressure. Looks like they've switched their formation up a little bit to a 3-back system. We'll see if that benefits them or hurts them with what Pierre will do in their adjustments.
Governors have a lot of people in that box helping out keeper Emlyn Swanson. Here's a kick away, but that'll send it out back to that back line of Yankton, still on their end of the midfield line. Push ahead there for Emily Tramp, but now the Governors will take it away and send it upfield. Flottmeyer had one go behind her, however, and Yankton put it back in the other direction again. Now, Body's going after it. Got a little physical there. Here's a shot, but a one-hop pickup by Swanson and denying Jocelyn Elwood. Third save of the game for Swanson, this time shot on goal for Elwood.
Yep, and a good job defensively. Made the save easy for Emlyn. Only one channel for her to take that shot down. She did. Emlyn covered it up nicely. Those kind of shots all day, Emlyn will be happy with. Shots from the top of the 18, outside the 18. She can handle those all day long.
So now Governors speeding up the far side here. A little redirect. There was really not any help this time around for a crossing kick. So now Yankton able to bring it back right to left. Eden Wolfgram across half court. Josephine Wirtz giving chase. Another shot here. Might have been on goal as well, but Swanson with another easy pickup.
Oh yeah, she nice pass, nice put in there. Emlyn Swanson cut off the angle, another save for her. So far, we're seeing the numbers. The numbers are pouring forward for Yankton.
And right now, again, the Governors are more in defensive mode, I think, at any time, or at least right now, than they've been necessitated to at any time tonight. Here's a shot that is blocked by the Govs. And it's high up in the air. A few headers here and there. And it'll come out of there. Far side it goes. Again, the Govs giving chase, and it'll head out of bounds. Here with their starters out there. Of course, Yankton as well here. We're still early in the second half, just in the 5th minute. No score. And already Pierce subbing early this time.
Yeah, Coach Katie or Coach Kira over there is not liking what she sees right off the bat, so she's going to make an adjustment quick before this gets out of control, which smart.
Reed Curry, among others, checking out for the Govs, and usually when they've subbed, at least in that first half, the Govs have gotten quite a bit younger. We'll see if they've got some of their 8th graders back in there. Lexi Hilmer in the mix.
Yeah, Cameron Larson came in and Zoe Bauer, so they did get a little bit younger.
And this is Devin Van Rokel up the far side, now approaching the corner, but she'll end up on the turf. And Yankton will kick it back the other way. Kira Swanson might have wanted a bit of a foul there, but won't get it. Back and forth, Govs again, left to right. Jasmine Yost setting things up, back to the middle, and unable to handle it is Cameron Larson. So the loose ball picked up by the keeper for Yankton. Big kick out from Elena Monin. And Pierre unable to, again, keep it in play, but coming back to grab it and kick it in the other direction, but out of bounds.
Katie Hostler.
Was Katie Hostler, yep.
Katie Hostler, she saw that she had a turnover there. She worked back and got the ball back, and that's exactly what you want to see players do. You make a mistake, that's fine. Go get it back, win it, get it the other direction.
Wirtz again with a kick away out of bounds. Still no score, and everybody I think in the stands could see that somebody had a hold of Allison Demers' jersey. Now it's getting chippy out here a bit, and we will have a foul called on the Yankton side of things.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the game, I thought this was going to be a physical Yankton team, and I thought in the first half, Pierre out-physicaled them. I'm guessing at halftime the coach told them, really? We're going to get out-physical? And you have seen the intensity pick up this second half, and that's a dangerous game to play. You worry about cards, you worry about fouls, you worry about fouls in the box, persistent fouls. We'll see how it plays out.
That was one of their captains, Eden Wolfgram, getting whistled that time, but here we'll push it ahead. Now the Governors have Larson giving chase once again, and we have a collision.
He's calling it outside the box, I believe, which...
They foul on Yankton. They're going to place it about 2 yards out of that box. We saw it earlier in the boys' game. Foul by Pierre inside of 18 yards, and Yankton got a penalty kick, but
this should be Lexi Helmer taking this kick if I'm Coach Kira. That's just, of course, spectator's opinion here, but
well, she's out there ready.
Lexi puts in a lot of time at the fields on her own, and she's down at Hilger's Gulch practicing these all the time.
Try to get a little bend on this one. Well, she's going to go soft with it, but Monin ranges over to her right and will tap one away. And wide of the net. It'll turn into a corner kick. That was a good spot. Lexi, I'll tell you what, Monin made a good play. If Lexi's another foot up higher, maybe she gets it in the top corner there.
Yeah, no, that was a great shot. Near post, keeper had set up far post, and Lexi did exactly what she should do. See if you can bend it that near post corner. A little bit of height, and you're right, it would have been in, I think.
So Hilmer again with a corner kick this time. That one's a little too much, and it's over the head of Flottmeyer, at least the last line for the Governors. Yankton will get the throw in. 31-20 to go here in the second half. No score. Two teams coming in, both 2 wins and 1 tie, but nothing in the loss column.
I think it'll be interesting, and just opinion here, but I think it'll be interesting as this game goes on. Mistakes become more and more hurtful as the game goes on, because you don't want to make that mistake that leads to a goal. So you start tightening up. So it'll be interesting to see how this game goes with that.
Hilmer has it.
0-0 anyway.
Dribbling, trying to go with ball control here, and Yankton will pooch it out of bounds. Michaela Root just getting in the mix there. You know, I think it just seems like I think if Pierre just wants to be the aggressor in this one, and we started to see it maybe from Lexi Hilmer, but she, obviously they're trying to get her the ball a lot more than what they did in the first half right now.
Yep, and that's, Lexi's a good enough player. Let her get out there and create.
Hilmer on the outside. Left foot's one to the middle, but on a mid-hop. Another left-footed effort from Cameron Larson, and that one's over the top of the net.
Cameron got twisted up there. You can see it, too. That was a right-footed shot, and she got her feet twisted up and hit it with her left, and she knows it. She won't make that mistake twice. I hope she gets another opportunity at that so she can capitalize.
Well, now the Governors do seem to be starting to get that little surge back. And again, we're spending a lot of time on the business end of the field for Pierre, even though Yankton's got it in play now. Near center circle. They'll retreat it just a bit. Kick it up the far side. Back and forth. Good stop there for the Govs. Ooh, collision, and this will be a foul. And that's on Pierre. Just a little late getting to it. And the Yankton players slow in getting up after that collision.
Yeah, those are hard fouls on the surface in the second half of a game. That's a hard one to carry no matter who it is.
Hannah Kruger up and off the turf, though. Free kick for Yankton, but well back in their own side of the field. 12th minute here of the second half. And they'll move it up to Kylie Bentley at half court. There's Wirtz coming out of there with it now, starting to push it up ahead. Leads it. A good block here for the Gazelles. Now, hard kick there by Demers. Yankton returns. Caught with the feet by Flottmeyer. Here on the move again. This is Jasmine Yost going left side. We'll try to turn the corner, and we'll keep right on going. It's out of bounds. She says she took a push, but this will be a goal kick.
Yeah, Jeff's not going to give that in this game right now. He's gonna require more substance before he calls a foul in the box right now. He's shown that in the calls he's making so far, or more importantly, the calls he's not making. He's letting the girls play. He's letting the girls figure it out on their own out there, which I'm perfectly, as a coach, I'm perfectly fine with as long as he's being consistent, and he has been.
Subs in for the Govs, Maya Fravel and Reed Curry back in. There was one Yankton substitution also in that play stoppage. There's Fravel who loses it. Yankton will push it ahead. Wirtz will try to run it down, but Yankton's got something going up the right alleyway. Good tackle here by Josephine Wirtz. And a kick will go out of bounds. It'll stay with Yankton.
Speed is untrainable.
Yeah, as you say that, I'm thinking back to last spring, seeing Josephine and some of these talented runners on the state track and field stage as well. Shot here for Yankton, but that's wide and high. And the miss this time for number 9, Aviana Seiler.
Yeah, that's one thing Pierre has. I mean, going back to your track comment, Emlyn Swanson.
Yep.
You got Josephine, you got Jasmine, you got some of the younger ones, Aubrey Fisher, Cameron Larson. There's a lot of track stars out there for Pierre, so it's going to be fun watching this team grow. I mean, we'll be losing a couple girls after this year, but this team, all this experience they're gaining right now, this is going to be a fun team to watch for the next few years.
Another one out of bounds here. It stayed up the far sideline. It did get into the Yankton defensive side of the field, but as we enter our 15th minute of the second half.
That soccer math has gotten better.
Old dogs, new tricks. I guess they can be learned.
Well,
somewhere.
Sometimes.
Pierre up across. I probably haven't made very good estimations on yardages. I need my football yard markers out there.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, Governors back and forth it goes. Caitlin Taylor will push it up ahead, and now dribbling with it is Devin Van Rokel. And again, the Governors continue to keep coming up that left sideline, but can they get something back out in the middle and across? Not this time, although Van Rokel will be able to inbound. Looks like. Well, it'll come and it'll go straight out of bounds on the end line. Good shield that time by the Yankton defender. 0-0. Or as they say in this game, 0-0. Maybe I just decided that for every 0 that we have this year, I could certainly go for a box of Nilla wafers. How about that?
There you go.
Shot from a long ways away, but this one will sail high as well, off the foot of Cameron Larson.
I'm not 100% sure when the last time I had one of those was. I might have been pretty young.
Elena Monin to kick it away from the keeper's station. It gets all the way back to Wirtz on that back line of the Govs, but then she'll punch it out of bounds. We've hit a spot here. There's not a lot going on, really, and we stay in a scoreless tie. Again, couple of shots here and there from both teams, but they, by and large, have not really been on goal. Another one out of bounds as play continues to slow a little bit, even though Yankton is making progress upfield.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching. I mean, get into dangerous opportunities, but there's just no final product from either team. So I go back to what I said earlier. The first team that, punishes the other team for a mistake, I have a feeling that's going to be the game winner.
Pierre blocks back out of bounds.
The way this game is going anyway.
Just realized from a spectator standpoint on that far side, they've updated the parking lots of the Foss Anderson buildings. And still doing some work on that Foss building, but I know a lot of people who love to sit over there when it's football time. And
I like right where that white pickup's sitting on the corner up there. Perfect spot for me.
Oh, yeah? Yankton continues to push it. Just little by little, they continue to roll on up the field, and now inside that box. Punch it inside. The Govs will kick it away. Wirtz again. Out of bounds. tell you what, if I'm the Governors right now, even though they get a little surge out of here, I think you got to be careful of getting lulled to sleep a little bit. Another one that goes out of bounds, and now they at least get a little bit of field position back in their favor. But you know, you can tend to lose a little focus, like what we were talking about earlier, in just finding ways to slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous part of soccer. Is sometimes, you know, the game's going 100 miles an hour and then it slows down to 25, and one team loses focus while the other team keeps it, and that's where those mistakes come in.
Almost halfway through our second half, still a scoreless tie. High ball goes back to the Yankton side, and the Governors giving chase. And there, again, is Zoe Bauer. Haven't called her name much in the second half, but causing some issues there. Flottmeyer will take the inbound. Gets it over to Caitlin Taylor. Now Lexi Hilmer on the move. Further over far side, left side. Trying to come back to the middle. Finds Flottmeyer. Oh, has it taken away. Wants it back. Won't get it. Yankton doing a good job, but a little block here by Hilmer, and looks like maybe got a hand on it or something like that.
Yeah, it was incidental, but gave her an advantage when it hit her, so he had to call that one. Otherwise, you know, those incidental handballs, they're a killer.
Gazelle free kick goes back to the Pierre defensive side, but they'll push it back up quickly. Get it back here for Larson. Flottmeyer with a left hand, kicked one right in the backside of Bauer, but Bauer was given it back by Flottmeyer. Now Yankton pushes it up. Still where Pierre wants it, on the side of the field where they want it. Here is Hilmer, but now taking it away is Lucy Johnson. She's been pretty active. We're calling her name quite a bit. Wolfgram leaves it outside, and Yankton will cross midfield only briefly. It's returned immediately by the Governors. Left to right. See if they can set something up here from the corner. There's only one or two players in the zone. Shot! Score! Governors! Came from the left side.
Cameron Larson to Natalie Flottmeyer.
All right, Larson with the feed. And it is Natalie Flottmeyer who scores the first of the game for either team.
Great job, and it came from down that wing. You know, they've been working that left wing over there. Obviously, Coach Kira likes what she has over there, and there you go. You finally got one that you broke them down. So great job to the girls. Great job to Natalie.
We'll recap that play when we come back, but we've got our heat timeout in the second half with 19:16 to play at long last. The Governors strike first. They lead the Gazelles 1-0, and we're back in 60 seconds after this Coca-Cola break in the action. This is Governor Soccer.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Board, and they lead 1-0. A Natalie Flottmeyer goal that reached from the left side. It went upper right corner on the assist from Cameron Larson. And the Governors take that first lead. And Coach Chris Derry, as I was setting that play up, I was seeing the action over on the left side where the Governors have been. And here they go again, back to that spot. But I was looking back in the box, and there was looked like one Governor player, and there came a second one, and it just didn't look like they had the numbers. I didn't expect big things to happen, but again, it's Larson to Flotmeyer, and the Governors finally found a way to get one in the goal.
They it got down that left side, and the Yankton player mishandled the ball, a mistake. And Natalie was standing right there. Like in the first game, Jack Pedersen took advantage of that mistake Pierre Governors made. Natalie took advantage of the Yankton mistake. So, great job. Soccer sometimes is a game of mistakes and punishing your opponent for their mistakes. And right now, Governors are taking advantage of it with a 1-0 lead.
Got a stoppage in play. It looks like Pierre setting up for a free kick, but our official, Jeff Solly, is walking off yardage as far as how much space do you have to give him here?
10 yards.
Okay. Jasmine Yost to put it in play. So there was a foul of some kind called in that sequence. Now another opportunity for Pierre, but a header by Yankton. Dangerous in that spot, about 4 or 5 yards out in front of the net. Boy, if you hit that one in the wrong spot and it ricochets in the wrong direction, you may have might score an own goal there, but this one will be a corner kick now from the near side for Pierre. Left-hander, left footer from Lexi Hilmer. Ball's loose, and there's another one scored for the Governors. Lexi Hilmer with the corner kick, and who gets this one in there?
Sophia Brueggemann.
Coach said it. It's the 8th graders, Sophia Brueggemann and Lexi Hilmer on the assist, and Pierre got, I think, exactly what they wanted that time.
Great,
just a perfect corner kick.
Yeah, great corner kick. Their team didn't close down Sophia. Sophia had time to put it in the right spot and take a shot with it and punish them. 2-0.
So about 2 minutes later, after the first one, the Governors score another. And they up the lead to 2-0. And they're looking for more, already back in their business end of the field, although Hilmer gets tripped up. Flotmeyer closes it off, and now it is Hilmer, maybe in a retaliation move, being whistled. And Yankton will kick it for free.
Yeah, she was in a battle there and just got a little bit of the foot. And, those happen. That's easy foul to call and nothing to get worried about.
Yankton with that free kick, but they got it right back. Olivia Woods. I think she might be, an adjustment in this second half. She seemed to be up front in the first half, now playing further back, and she is retreating here. Oh, ball gets loose, but it's not going to make it to the goal. Kicked away. In fact, that was Hannah Kruger, who was trying to get it back to her keeper, but Elena Monin had other ideas, and the ball suddenly got loose. There was one Governor player who was close, but
yeah, that's just a miscommunication mistake. Keeper coming out to try to do her job, defender thinking she's still back there. It's those things happen. You just don't want them to happen in your own box.
Number 5, in this case, Kylie Bentley checking in. Ava Haar coming out. 15:45 to go. Inbound from the Govs. Yankton will send it up close to midfield, still in play. Govs up by 2 now. Yankton aggressive. Good blocking here on both parts, but it'll be out of bounds off of the body of Allison Demers. And Yankton will continue and try to move it further downfield. The inbound by Bentley, essentially taken back by Pierre. And here comes Bauer. Slowly to start. Passes it up ahead. Cameron Larson again, but now a loose ball. In the rectangle, picked up by the keeper. Monin's looking to go long with this one. Gets it up to midfield once again. More green jerseys out there. Under 15 minutes to play. Neither team with a loss so far this season in 3 games. There's a body on the floor, and that one was a push by the Yankton player. Whistled. Here with a free kick coming. And Jasmine Yost will start it again. Well, we've mentioned players like Hilmer and Flotmeyer, Cameron Larson quite a bit so far in the second half. Haven't seen as much of Jasmine Yost. Is it because she's playing that back line more so than she was in that first half?
Yeah, they've moved her around. Caitlin Taylor's been up a little bit while Jasmine's been back. Now it looks like they've switched back. Jasmine's back up in the midfield again. I think it's just you got some interchangeable pieces there with Caitlin, Josephine, and Jasmine, which is a nice thing to have as a coach.
Okay. Inbound from Yankton near side, kicked back by Wirtz. Out of bounds again. Yankton throws another long one in play. Sometimes you give the other team the opportunity to come up and take the advantage of that. That was the case there for Pierre, even though the Gazelles still on their back line. We'll control it. 2-0 Governors. Pushing it back up ahead, and again, another Pierre player gets put to the turf, but we'll play on. Well, there's another trip, and that one will draw a whistle.
That's Aubrey Fisher out there just giving her everything that she's got and throwing her body out, throwing her body at the ball.
Kind of holding her head a little bit. I thought that first collision, she ended up on the ground, and I thought that 2 players might have butted heads inadvertently, but now back in the box once again. Yankton kicks it out. Pierre returns. Gazelles have to be careful, and they do a good job and kick one away out of bounds. So Demers will get it in play. Fravel loses it. Yankton will push it up ahead. Now on the move. Ayanna Becker lost it to Wirtz, though. Yankton again up ahead and then knocked away by Demers. Under 12 to go. Second half. Here with a shutout so far. Yankton with her deepest penetration to this point in the second half. Swanson with a kick save and a beauty, which you always have to say when you say kick save. And you got a Yankton player still down on the turf. I think she was the one who took that shot, but Swanson near the corner registers her 5th save.
Yeah, it was a good save. Good job by the Yankton striker to get in there. Great save by Emlyn. She baited her into that near post and made the save. Just good play from both teams right there.
Looks like Fravel and Larson checking out for the Governors. Hilmer is back in there too for Pierre. Another one out of bounds near side. As we enter our 30th minute. Out of 40 here in the second half. Yankton with another long inbound, really trying to get some motion going out of these inbound passes, but Pierre continues to get the takeaways. Now the Gazelles with it again, another block out of bounds. On the near side by Zoe Bauer.
And you're starting to see Jasmine in the midfield there. She's just she's playing what I would call a wrecker. She's just making sure anything that comes in the middle part of the field, she's just going to do her best to blow it up.
Another whistle out on the middle of that side of the field. Is that a yellow card that I saw? It's getting to that point in the evening, Coach, where the glare is is doing is doing me even worse. It's good to be playing with the lights on here, though, even though Yankton's got a long drive ahead of them a little bit later on.
Yeah, I heard from a lot of the parents on the Sioux Falls night when they pushed those games back. A lot of parents talking about they didn't get back till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
So it's a free kick. Again, they go with a decoy, and off the top of the crossbar. The miss here by Wolfgram.
Great shot. Emlyn had it covered, but great shot to hit off that corner.
Goal kick this time. Swanson out. Yeah, she had her hand up to the top of the net. But just a little too high for Eden Wolfgram. We stay at 2-0 Governors. Single digits of minutes to go in this one as Pierre tries to win their third in 4. Up across midfield. Now Yankton with a chance to kick it away and out of bounds.
Most famous score in soccer, 2-0.
Most famous or most common?
It's a well-known. It's a U.S. men's national team versus Mexico thing.
Oh.
2-0. So we always have fun whenever we see a 2-0 score.
Yankton pushing it up the far sideline, but Josephine Wirtz is the only one in the area. She'll chase it out of bounds. Pierre will play it in from there.
Pierre defense and Emlyn have done a great job this game of keeping things pretty out in front of them. Nothing dangerous other than maybe 1, maybe 2 opportunities. But great job on the defensive side of the ball and keeping a clean sheet to boot.
Yost on the move, and now it's Bauer up the near side. Yankton gets a foot in there from Kylie Bentley. Now Lucy Johnson. And out of bounds. Bauer thought that was going to her, and there's another whistle. And this may very well be a Pierre throw-in. People wanted the clock to stop, so they will add that. 30 seconds they're asking for. And so did they stop it just because for a discussion there, or was there something else that should stop the clock?
I'm not 100% sure, but Dan over here, the AR, was it must be keeping clock on his watch there to make sure things are right, and he was flagging it down before they try to get that ball back in play.
Okay, so it is still a Yankton throw in here.
Yep.
Hilmer trying to intercept, but Wolfgram so far has it, but as she stops with it, it is out of bounds. Ran out of real estate. The inbounder is headed back. Now Yost will get another one. And she'll yield to Demers. Well, all these extra seconds ticking away, and Pierre is chewing some more time, but now Yankton will get an inbound throw in. We'll have a substitution from across the way first. There's number 18 coming back in, and that is Ayana Becker. Bentley inbounds. Dangerous here, and the Governors get the advantage. Bauer blocks. You've got a loose ball, but coming in there to keep it away from a Governor opportunity. A good defensive play with a player on the ground. And that's a good hustle play for 15. Olivia Woods. Well, I tell you what, if Woods doesn't get there first, it is a golden opportunity for Zoe Bauer.
Yeah, Zoe was in behind there. She sacrificed there to get that keep that play out of the back of her net.
And Woods still needs some attention, so we've got an injury on the field. Why don't we take an injury timeout and use that as an opportunity? Let's take a quick 30-second break. Coca-Cola break in the action. 2-0 Governors with 6:33 to go in the second half. You're listening to Pierre Governors Soccer on River 92.7.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Over the top, off of, well, literally off the top of the net. A miss here by Allison Demers. Pierre continues to bring the pressure.
Yeah, Pierre's made some great choices this second half. Coach Kira and Katie over there, they've seen the advantage that they had. They've worked the wings well, crashed the middle. Great job on the coaching staff. Great job on the girls this second half.
So Elena Monin will put it back in play. It goes out to the midfield stripe. And now, again, volleying back and forth. There's Yost coming into play. Cut off Natalie Flottmeyer herself. And then the ball back in Pierre's favor as Hilmer is on the move. Gets around defenders, hooks one just a little bit wide. That was a good look. And I don't know that she really had a good look on the net from that angle. We had the angle pretty much exactly the same that she did. You can just kind of see that one hooking away, but
great opportunity though. She got the defender going one way. Hey, I'm just going to pop up here and take a shot.
Put it in the general direction. See if he can get lucky. Not that time. Still 2-0. We're at 5 minutes even to go in this contest. Governors trying to preserve the 2-goal lead. And Demers out to an open spot, far side. Now Yankton pushes it up ahead. And the Governors will kick it back out of bounds. Caitlin Taylor putting a pause in here. And you know one thing about it, this time of the game, Coach, if you just if you do that and kick it out of bounds, you're bleeding more clock at the same time.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want. Great job, Emlyn. Hot potato. But it's great, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that time just ticking and ticking and ticking, especially when you got your lead.
Jocelyn Elwood from a long ways away took the shot, but Swanson covers it up. Shutout still intact. There's Hilmer ending up on the ground, and a whistle and a foul goes against the Gazelles. I think Hilmer's going to get a free kick here from a spot that she can't wait to kick from, perhaps.
I don't know. She's giving
it
up.
Or will it be her? Nope. Okay.
Natalie Flottmeyer's going to take it.
3.5 minutes to go.
Natalie's played some pretty dangerous balls this year so far from this position.
So, kicks it hard. Off of the head of a Yankton up player. Now loose ball. Flottmeyer tries to kick it out of the air, but misses. Far side it goes. Pierre will block it out of bounds. And again, Yankton will get players in motion with a long pass up the field. But it comes right back to the passer. Now another whistle. And this will be a foul in Yankton's favor. So free kick again. Again, precious time ticking away if you're the Gazelles. Nice header by the Governors. Get it back in their favor. Big kick, and on the ground. Is Jasmine Yost, and well, Jasmine kicked one here, but is Yankton going to get the free kick?
She's saying, or the referee is saying that Jasmine caused the contact and fouled her.
Okay. It's not all about a race to the ball then, I guess, or
yep.
Who gets there first. So here's Wolfgram to put it in play. Going to lob one into the zone, but Pierre will head it out of bounds, and Yankton will get a corner kick, a rare corner kick here for the Gazelles.
Yeah, and at this point, they just need to push all their numbers forward to get anything possible.
This is Elwood to put it in play, but it's headed up front. And back out to the outside. Far side, Flottmeyer in the mix out there, but she'll kick it out of bounds, and more time ticking away. 90 seconds to go. Here looks like they'll get a win here in their home opener. Loose ball, now Zoe Bauer able to dribble. Up the near side. Yankton will run it down, but again, good time taken away there. Cross midfield. Yost will send it back left to right. Now Yankton again. Pierre cuts this one off. Josephine Wirtz up ahead, and she'll end up on the turf herself after a tackle.
Josephine has played an absolute great game. She has taken all the balls out of the air. She's cleaned everything, pushed forward. She's definitely played a great game, as shows right there.
So free kick here for Pierre, and they will just continue to let the clock go as much as they can, but now they'll keep it short. Final minute, in fact, just 20 seconds to go. The Governors are going to improve to 3-0-1 on the season. Yankton will suffer their first loss and fall to 2-1-1. And the Governors will improve their early season power ranking, coming in at number 4. This is going to be a solid win for the Governors, and that's going to do it. As the time ticks away, your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard: Pierre 2, Yankton nothing. And the Governors win their home opener. The boys' game finished in a 2-2 tie. Governor girls with a victory to start the home portion of their season. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre for all seasons. Teams will shake hands. We will get into our postgame after a 3-minute timeout. Your Family Dental postgame will be next. By the way, for those on the road, reminder that the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds us all to slow the drive and arrive alive. You've got someplace to be. The win for the Governors, and we're back to talk about it in 3 minutes. Our Family Dental postgame returns when you come back with us. And Governor Soccer, your official home of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs. Call Family Dental at 224-7774 today.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotaststormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Sports, but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment, as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, Pierre. Eyes on the road, not on your phone.
Back in the capital city, just past the 9 o'clock hour, and we just finished up a soccer doubleheader. Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. A split of the first game, but a win for the Governor girls in that second match. 2-0 here as they defeat the Yankton Gazelles, a matchup that was knotted up at 0-0 after one half of play. Even though the Governors were the aggressor for much of that first half, they did find a way to get more aggressive again in that second half, even though we kind of thought Yankton maybe controlled a little more of the last 7 or 8 minutes of the first half. However, in that second half, even though it still took a while, but at long last, it was Natalie Flotmeyer who was able to get a loose ball in front and find the top right corner of the net after being fed by Cameron Larson. That came in the 21st minute of the second half of play. 19:16 to be exact was left, and the Governors, even after the next kick from Yankton to start the play, it didn't take long. It was just a couple minutes later. Pierre was back in the zone, and Sophia Brueggemann put one in off of a corner kick from Lexia Hilmer, who gets the assist. And Pierre led 2-0. And when you got a 2-goal cushion, Coach, I'm guessing in this game, it's a pretty comfortable feeling, especially when time becomes a factor later in the game. And that I think the Governors were able to at least ride that surge and ride the wave to a victory in this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, they say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead out there in soccer at halftime of any game. But late in the game, when you got a couple goals, you know you're allowed a mistake, so you play a little looser. You still want to keep things in order and in front of you, but you're not as tight worrying about a mistake and you're tied up. So I think the girls did a great job. I said it early on in the second half. The girls made great adjustments. The coaches made great adjustments. They took advantage of the wings. In the first half, it was the right side. The second half, it was the left side. They obviously found something they liked. They took advantage of it. They made a lot of great opportunities coming down that side.
And the Govs kept shooting, and they missed a lot. I think statistically, and this is very unofficial, but I've only got 3 saves for the Yankton keeper tonight. But she didn't have to save a lot that were going over the top or just missing on the side. They're not necessarily on goal. By contrast, Emlyn Swanson with 6 saves in this game. But, of course, it was Pierre who gets 2 of them to finally find their way into, the good spot. And in this case, a good victory. But, how did it happen when we talk about big plays of this game from Hermanson Endodontics, which is part of our post-game too? It's just that pressure that just kept coming. But we're also looking at defensively. Pierre just kind of closed off most everything that Yankton had with the chances that they did have.
Well, and I at the very beginning of the game, you asked me about keys of success, and I said that I don't know that anyone out there is going to have a player on their team faster than Jasmine Yost or Josephine Wirtz, and the 2 of them together are just deadly quick. And you saw in that second half, any ball that went over the top, they tried to play into space. Josephine just zoomed right to it, got there in plenty of time, had time to turn usually and get the ball forward to her teammates. And Jasmine Yost in the middle at the 6 at the defensive center mid, she was all over the place. She was, I said wrecker a little while ago. an old coach used to refer to the 6 as the wrecker position because he just wrecked everything. And Jasmine did a great job of that. Every time the ball was in that area, she just took care of it and wrecked whatever attack Yankton was putting forward.
Yeah, and she did it from multiple positions, it seemed, too. I mean, played at. I mean, you called her all over the place, but I think she literally played maybe every position on the field here tonight. So a good win for the Governors. Their first at home. Of course, 1-0 at home. They're 3-0-1 overall. Yankton will slip to 2-1-1, but a lot of good things coming from this team this season, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think both teams have some bright spots in their teams. I think Pierre's a little bit ahead of where Yankton is right now. And we talked about it earlier about the youth of Pierre. That youth, they're just, hey, we don't know any better. Why not we just go out there and do what we know how to do? And all this experience they're getting right now, all of this confidence, all of this, these successes that they're having. It's a hard thing to stop a train when it's rolling down the track at a good speed. And right now, it's rolling pretty well, and hopefully they can keep the momentum going in the right direction. There will be some bumps. You can't go through a season without some bumps. Mm-hmm. But if they can keep the track going, keep the momentum going in the right direction, I think Pierre has a good chance of being dangerous at the end of the season.
Very much so. Good win for the Govs tonight. 2-0 as they win the girls' half of the doubleheader. Let's pause for another 3-minute break. More of our post game, including those Hermanson Endodontics big plays of the game. We'll make those official, and we've got a Cowboy Country Stores player of the game to make official as well when we return with more Pierre Governor Soccer.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, Champs Chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to a soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores. Euclid and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Well, you've heard from Hermanson Endodontics just now. We also heard from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, and we'll do that a little bit later on. The Cowboy Country Stores player of the game will be upcoming. Let's talk about big plays of the game first. Hermanson Endodontics, Brian Oakland with Chris Derry here. And Coach, in this case, there was a lot of aggression for the Pierre Governors, but it didn't really materialize into anything until they got one goal. And then a couple of minutes later, they get another one, and it's almost like you get the one goal, but a second one really kind of puts the foot on the neck of the opponent, so to speak. And with big plays, the second one coming on a corner kick, is there anything more beautiful in soccer, just tell me, in your opinion, than a perfectly placed corner kick that results in a goal?
That's
the
kicks,
science of the game, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, free kicks can be an art form, and that's why you practice them at practice. It's what are you going to do, what position, where do we want to create our space, where do we want to get the ball to? And the corner kick that Lexi put in there, put it right over there to her. She put it in the back of the net. Couldn't ask for anything better. I think the girls played a great game the second half, and it deserves to be part of the plays of the game as that corner kick and the first goal as well. Yeah, those big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics, and they're also highlight moments. A Rounds Financial Services highlight moment right on the money. The 2 goals for the Governors to win this one 2-0. They came in the 21st and 23rd minutes of that second half. Meanwhile, as we talk about players of the game, there certainly are candidates. Player of the game brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Yankton's got some they've got some players. Olivia Woods had a great opportunity in the first half. Jocelyn Elwood with a couple of shots on goal in this one. They get a lot of leadership from
people like Eden Wolfgram, and even mentioned the name of Lucy Johnson quite a bit. I think defensively seemed to be quite active in this one too. Of course, for the Governors, when you pitch a shutout, you got to put a little pat on the back to Emlyn Swanson in goal in this one. Certainly made a lot of nice plays. Didn't have to make a lot of dazzling plays, but I think position-wise just was perfectly placed all night long. And obviously Lexi Hilmer played a big game, Natalie Flottmeyer too, but you almost got intangibles not on the stat sheets. Of course, you got the goal scorers with Brueggemann and Flottmeyer, of course, also Cameron Larson with the assist. But in this game, there almost seemed to be the intangibles that don't show up on the stat sheets. You talked about Josephine Wirtz, and covering everything up back deep. But tell me about Jasmine Yost. You're lobbying for her as playing a great game. What did she do in setting things up that went in Pierre's favor tonight all night long?
I think she played all over the field to create havoc. She destroyed a lot of attacks. Wisegram, in the middle there, obviously she's their playmaker, and Jasmine made her pretty much ineffective in the game single-handedly. And then Jasmine, a lot of times when she won the ball, she made great decisions. She got the ball out wide. She got it forward. Oh, I can take this space and dribble. So she dribbled. She did a lot of things to destroy Yankton's attacks, but to start and create the Pierre attacks, which at the 6, you can't ask for anything more.
All right, so Jasmine Yost is our player of the game in this second contest. Carter Templeton in the first game was also our player of the game. Players of the game brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Governor boys tied with Yankton 2-2. Governor girls get that 2-0 victory. We'll call it an evening here, but we will take one final opportunity to look ahead now. And, Coach, you've got matchups with the Rapid City schools 8 and 9 days from now, next weekend. And Rapid City Stevens, so far 1-0-1. They did tie, they tied this Yankton team. So obviously another pretty good matchup coming up in that next contest next Friday.
Yeah, I mean, a long trip across state, get off the bus, take a couple minutes of stretch and start warming up. I mean, that's a hard thing to do coming from the west side of the state to the east side of the state. So I think, Yankton had a little bit of a benefit there. Stevens is always a tough squad, no matter what. Yeah. Every year in and year out, they're a tough squad. They're well coached. They know what they want to do. They play well. They play well together. I think next weekend, looking at the matchups between Rapid City Central and Rapid City Stevens, the first game being Stevens, I think is a game that they're gonna put a pinpoint on and say we need to win this game, and then we'll see what happens with Rapid City Central. But every year Stevens is just tough, and I know the girls, a lot of the girls. There's a couple games every season they circle: Aberdeen, Rapid City Stevens. So. I expect that game to be high-flying, and I expect that game to be physical, and I expect the Pierre girls to want to win it as bad as they want to win any game.
And you bolster your power rankings. You got to win over a top 5 power-rated team here tonight. Maybe you can get another one against Stevens next Friday night as well. So it's Friday and Saturday next weekend for the soccer stars, and that'll be 4 and 6 at the PILC soccer fields Friday night. No coverage of the Stevens game, but we will cover the Central game. The games at 12 and 2 on Saturday afternoon. Of course, Friday night next week, it's football here at Hollister Field when the Governor boys open up their season against Aberdeen Central. 6:25 pregame on that. Our next Governor Sports broadcast will be Tuesday night when the Governor volleyball squad heads up to Watertown to tangle with the Arrows. So we hope you can join us for coverage of that and all Governor Sports here on River 92.7 and also on 1060 KGFX 103.1 FM throughout this upcoming sports season. Coach, final thoughts? It's a pretty good night for the home opener, really.
Yep, a tie, a well-earned tie, a hard-fought tie, and a great win for the girls. I think both teams are they're in the right direction. A tie for the Pierre boys without one of their best players, Jacoby, out there. Mm-hmm. I think is something that they can say, hey, we played a good game, and I think they're set up for next weekend to go out there and have success. And on the girls' side, the train's rolling. Can they continue to build? Can they continue to get those young players the confidence they need? Can they continue to attack teams the way they are? And like I said, I don't see a team out there that is going to defense for Pierre is just, I think, is rock solid and probably going to be one of the best in the state. So it's going to be fun to see a team try to break them down.
Tough team to score against. All right, a job well done, Coach. Couldn't do this without you. Appreciate it very much, and we'll see you down the road perhaps. And Coach Derry will be with Justin Cowart in our next soccer broadcast as well next Saturday afternoon against Rapid City Central. Our wishes for safe travels to all those of you who have come to Pierre from Yankton, and safe travels on back. But for all of those on the road, remember the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety says text or drive. There is no and. You've got some place to be. And buckle up every trip, every time as well. Our final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, the Pierre Governors get a win on the girls' side 2-0 over the Yankton Gazelles. The Governors and the Bucks on the boys' game come up in a 2-2 tie. Once again, join us Tuesday night for our next coverage of Governor Sports as we go to Watertown. It's volleyball time, the Governors against the Arrows. We do have some high school football games going, starting up tomorrow. In fact, Stanley County heads out to Hill City, and Justin will take the trip out west to follow that one on KGFX AM. And until we meet again, thank you for joining us. For William Wilson in studio, for Caleb Brozick running camera tonight, you can rewatch these games at drgnews.com just as soon as we sign off. And for the coach, Chris Derry, I'm Brian Oakland. You've been listening to Governor Soccer on your official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Have a good rest of this one, everybody.
Pierre Governor Athletics was brought